Hello and welcome to Success and Wealth. I'm your host, Karen Kahn. And today I have the privilege of speaking with Chris Young, who's a financial advisor with Community Wealth Group. And over the next few minutes, Chris is going to share some financial insights with us so we can realize greater success and wealth. So Chris, thank you for being with us today.
Thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
So all of us want to be successful with our wealth. What are you seeing people do these days?
Okay, that's a great question, and I see people really concerned about 5 key areas when they meet with me. The first one is that people really aren't making smart decisions or taking the time to make smart decisions with their money. The second area is a lot of folks come in and I find out they're paying way too much in their fair share of taxes, and nobody wants to do that.
No.
The third area is that people really don't have a well thought out plan on how they're going to pass their estate or their legacy on to the next generation. Fourth is they haven't taken the steps necessary to protect their own assets from being unjustly taken. And the fifth area is that a lot of my clients are charitably inclined and have a specific charity, sometimes several that they have a lot of passion around. But a lot of these clients really haven't taken the time to learn the strategies that are out there so that their gift can be maximized both for the charity as well as for their own personal finances.
So how should people be dealing with each of these areas?
The first step I would tell you is that people need to take an honest assessment of where they are right now, where they want to be, and what that gap is in between. And then next is to take a look at their current advisors, both financial as well as advisors they work with in these 5 areas that I talked about. And this is going to mean one of 2 things. One is they're going to need to bring some additional advisors to the table to help them reach their goals, or they may need to replace some of the advisors that they're currently working with to make sure they hit those goals.
So how does someone get started on this path?
Well, for people, these areas are all encompassing towards reaching their goals and around their entire life. So what we recommend is that they really approach it systematically. And how I do this is by starting with a discovery meeting where I sit down with the clients and I ask them about the 7 key areas that really have impact on success and wealth. And Karen, money means different things to different people.
Right.
So I really want to find out what's important to my clients. And we're going to ask them questions about their values, their goals, the relationships that are important to them in their life, their assets and income, their current advisors, the process they'd like to use, and then finally, what are their outside interests?
Well, obviously this is very important to you, so I'm just curious with what has made you so passionate about this topic?
It's a great question. I probably have to go back to my childhood to kind of answer that. I grew up in a pretty middle-income American family. You know, we were taught to work very hard, a family full of police officers. In fact, I started working when I was 12 years old, and it was kind of instilled to me, you work hard to succeed, and you're going to go to college. And I was the first person in my family to go to college. Graduated with a degree in chemistry, which, you know, you're probably wondering how does a guy, but we can tell that story another time. So met my wife in college, like I said, graduated, got a job with an oil company right out of school, had my first son, and for my wife and I, we really just thought life was great, things were moving along exactly how they were supposed to.
Right.
And then 9/11 happened. And like many people out there, this affected us negatively. The company I was with had to lay me off, and I was really at a crossroads in my life. Here I was with a new wife, new son, and I'm supposed to be taking care of them, and now I couldn't.
Right.
So my choices were, I either go work for another company again and really have my destiny controlled by that company, or I could take things to my own hands and become a business owner. So I decided to go the latter route, and through a series of events, actually ended up getting into financial planning. And I really enjoyed it a lot because I was solving problems for people. And as a chemist, that's something that I was good at, was solving problems. In fact, I did it so well that the company I was with asked if I would train others. So I went into a leadership position, and I led 3 financial planning teams across different locations, and actually led them all to #1 spots in the country for client service performance. But I got to a point where I was getting up before my kids, because by this time I had 3. I was getting up before they went to school and getting home after they went to bed. And I was experiencing a lot of success in my career, but I didn't feel like I was experiencing success at home. And I wasn't enjoying what I worked so hard for. So that's my wife and I. We made a decision that we were going to slow things down, move to a small town in Texas, and we were going to help people, or at least I was going to help people do the thing that I knew how to do, which was, how to help successful people really enjoy what they worked so hard for. And I found a group of people, business owners that were in farming, ranching, agricultural-based businesses that really, really worked hard but weren't taking the time to enjoy that. So I was able to show them how to do that.
That's great.
Yeah.
That is great.
Yeah.
So what is the first step that you would recommend people take?
The first step I would tell people is to get a second opinion. With so much ambiguity today, politically, financially, and in the markets, people are asking themselves, am I really doing the right things?
Right.
Am I taking the right steps to maximize my wealth? So a second opinion is really critical to answer that question. I mean, look at it this way, Karen. If you were told today that you had cancer and the doctor said, I got to operate on you tomorrow, you get a second opinion.
Right.
You get a second opinion. Why wouldn't you do the same thing with your wealth?
That makes sense.
So a second opinion can really help clarify things for people, answer that question, am I doing the right steps, and am I taking the right direction? With us, a second opinion means we're going to go over those 7 key areas that I talked about earlier and really provide somebody with an assessment of, are you doing the steps necessary to have success and wealth?
Makes sense. Thank you so much for sharing your insights with us.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
And thank you for watching Success and Wealth.